Welcome to the Biz Builders Podcast, where we believe building the business of your dreams can change your life. I'm your host, Sandy Patterson, former teacher turned certified life and business coach. After 14 years of teaching, I took a huge leap, left my job, and built 2 successful businesses with no business or sales background. Now I'm living the life of my dreams, and I'm ready to help you do the same. You're in the right spot here if you're ready to dig into not only the strategy of business building, but also the belief in yourself that building a business is possible. You're made for this, and you've got exactly what it takes to create the financial, time, and location freedom you're craving. Over here, we value progress over perfection. We embrace being uncomfortable, and we believe that anything, literally anything you want, is possible for you with the right strategy, mindset, and support. You'll also hear inspiring stories here and, of course, failures of women who are doing the same thing. The whole idea is if she can do it, so can I. Thanks for being here. Let's dive in. Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Like always, I am so happy that you're here today. I'm happy to be here with you. I'm going to try to keep this one short and sweet, and I'm super excited to share this. I have recently been going through my brand new mini group program, Launch Like a Boss, that is all about launching an offer. So it's taking an offer from conception, from the idea, and taking it all the way through the launch phase to filling it up, turning it evergreen, all the content around it, all the messaging around it, the price phases, all of the amazing things that we do when we're launching a brand new offer. And I have had so much fun inside this program with these women that are going through it. They are all just like mind blown and so excited about it. And I'm just so thrilled to be able to share everything that I've learned about launching with them through this program. And I know that it's just going to continue to evolve and get better, but so far so good. So we're in the middle of this program right now, and a question came up about what do I do? Like, what are the things that you do before you begin to actually like put the offer out into the world? So like, what is your process, Sandy, for thinking of an offer? And then like, what do you do next? And inside this program, I have like broken it down like step by step by step. It's like micro steps, because I know how frustrating it is. I can't talk today. I know how frustrating it is when you get into a program and the strategy or the advice or the recommendations that are given are very broad, and you're kind of left just like, well, yeah, but like, how do I actually do that? And so inside this program, I've really like broken it down like micro step by step. So it's like very, very clear. And one of the questions that was asked was, the one that I just told you. What do you do before you like begin to create any content, or you share this offer with the world, or you start to invite people into it? Like, what is your process? And I love this question. And it might sound like you might be thinking right now, like, duh, like you got to make the landing page, or you got to make the sales page or the Google Doc, and you got to get the checkout link, and you got to like, whatever, do all of these like things on the back end, which yes, is true. But there's things that I actually do before, and I've shared in depth inside this program what these things are. And I want to share these with you too, because I think this is a very, very powerful thing. And I think that it's something that people do not really think of when they're getting ready to launch an offer, or it's maybe it's not that they don't think about it, but it's just that it's kind of glazed over and it's not thought of. And this process has really, it's been what has transformed the way that I sell, the way that I launch things, the way that I think about my offers, the way that I think about the women coming into the offers, the way that I think about the transformation, because we need to be thinking about all of those things before we launch an offer, before we put it out into the world. And so it's easy to get caught up in, okay, I got to do the sales page. I got to, make sure the checkout link works. I got to make sure that all of those like logistical, like systems things on the back end, the workflow works and there's an email to go out and like all of those things. It's easy to get caught up in all of that. But before I do any of that, like I don't touch any of that, this 3-step process is what I'm going to share it with you today. And this is exactly what I do. And it makes the rest of all of that stuff, all of the system stuff, all of the things that we probably don't love to do. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely not like excited in the morning to like, yay, I get to make a landing page today, or yay, I get to create a workflow, definitely not. But because I go through this 3-step process, all of those things are easy peasy. They are no big deal. I do not stress about them. I don't overthink. I don't worry about them. And it's really also too, this part of what I do, I think has really helped me to eliminate, or maybe not eliminate, that's not the right word, minimize the perfection piece that comes with trying to launch an offer, because I know you and you want things to go well. You want to be in control. You want to know how things are going to turn out. You want to control the results essentially, and you want to know that things are going to go really, really well. Well, that's not always possible, but this 3-step process that I'm about to share with you really, really grounds me, and it lessens that need to show up perfectly. It minimizes this like overthinking part of it, because I'm really truly moving from my heart and moving from my truth and what I believe is going to transform the women that come into my space. It's literally going to transform their lives. So let's dive right into it. Let's get into it. So this is my 3-step process of the things that I do. I should come up with like a fun name for this, but the 3 things that I do before I launch an offer out into the world. Like, this is like step 1, ground zero, like, let's go. So I have the idea. So I know what the idea is. I probably most likely know what the topic is at this point, and, who I want to help and how I'm going to help them. And, kind of the offer type. Is it going to be a mini group program? Is it going to be a cash injection, like a kind of a fun offer? Is it going to be a master class? Maybe it's going to be a challenge. So I know kind of that much, but other than that, this is where I begin. Okay. So the first thing I do is I start with my content block template. This is just what I've named it, and I think this probably needs a better name for it too. But this content block template has literally transformed the way that I move when I am launching and selling an offer. And this content block template, basically all it is, it's nothing fancy. It's just a very basic Google Doc, and the Google Doc has prompts on it, or questions for me. So I'll sit down and I'll open it up, and these prompts and these questions and these things to think about on this document have been like accumulated from the past year of working with some amazing mentors, some amazing coaches. It's also been cultivated from my own experience. So me going through the process of launching quite a few offers over the past 6 months, launching the offer and then refining it as I go and adding things that I think would be really beneficial. And the questions are not logistical questions. So it's not things like, what days are the calls? What time are the calls? How many calls are there? What are the workbooks going to look like? It's none of that. The questions on this content block template are specifically to allow me to dig deeper into number 1, who this is for, like who the offer is for, who the perfect person for this is, what she desires, what she both short and long-term desires, because they're both really important. Like, what is she going to get by coming into this offer with me quickly? And what over time, if she continues to implement what I'm teaching her inside this program or what I'm working with her on, what is she going to create long-term? So those are really important. it allows me to connect to, what she really, really desires, what she's thinking, like low key thinking in the back of her head that she doesn't want anybody to know about, what she's complaining about when she's, sitting at happy hour with her friends in regards to this topic or the thing, whatever it is that we're going to be talking about in the offer. What is she waking up in the middle of the night, like thinking and wondering and worrying about in regards to this topic of the offer? What has she tried? So literally, like, what is she Googling on her phone when she has a minute, during her day? And she's like, oh, I just really want to figure out how to, whatever. Like, what is this person Googling? What is she Googling? What is she scared of? What is she fearful around? Like, why are the things that she's tried before, why are they not working? So what are the pain points? What is she thinking about that I know is getting in the way? Or what is she thinking or doing or believing that's getting in the way of her creating these desired results? Okay, so this document really allows me to dig into that and to dig into the transformation. There's a part of it too where I'm like, you got to get really real with yourself. Like, why are you, Sandy? Like, why am I the best person to lead somebody through this transformation? Like, why you? Why is this going to be, life-changing for this person that comes in? That is always, this document, you guys, is the first place that I start because it allows me to deeply, deeply connect. And the way that it's set up, this document, is it goes through, it has all of these really different specific questions, but the questions are not only just to allow me to connect with the transformation and to connect with the person coming in, but they're also designed to speak to different buyer types. So I go over this in Launch Like a Boss, but essentially people buy in different ways. Like, we all know that, like the buyer psychology, all that stuff. But what this essentially does is that when I go after, so when I'm ready now, so when this 3-step process that I'm sharing is done and now I'm ready to dive in and I'm ready to begin creating content, I can go to this document and I can pull out like, okay, I know that I want to talk to the polarized buyer today because I'm in a specific phase in this launch. And I know that I'm going to talk to the polarized buyer inside this specific phase. So I can just pull my doc up. I can go straight to that little part that focuses on that buyer type. And all of my content ideas are like there. I don't have to do any heavy lifting as far as like in my brain to create content and think like, okay, what am I going to post today? What am I going to do? Like, what should I say today? It's literally all written right there because of this document, you guys. It's literally like magic. And I don't know. When I started doing this, I was like, this is a freaking game changer because I am not stressed about creating content because I know that thought comes up quite a bit about like, okay, I really want to talk about my offer today, or I want to sell my offer today in some way, but I don't know what to say. And it oftentimes feels like throwing spaghetti at the wall. Like, you just don't know. Like, is this good? Is it this makes it a lot more strategic in a sense that I know where to go on the document when I want to speak to certain parts, to speak to certain buyer types, speak to certain parts about the offer, speak to the transformation, speak to the desires. And what the way the document is also set up too, is it allows me to create what I call content blocks. And I think that's probably why I named it the content block template. But when you go out into the world, into Instagram land or Facebook land or LinkedIn land or wherever you're going to talk about your offer, you do want to make sure that you're really sharing, like, okay, I think so often, and I did this too, so this is like no shade, we focus on the features. So because that's easy, right? We're like, okay, it's this many calls. The calls are on Monday. The calls are at, 9 a.m. The calls are going to be an hour. You get 5 calls. Like, you get this workbook. Nobody cares about that stuff, you guys. Nobody cares. So this content block template has allowed me to shift to speak about the transformation instead of focusing on the features. The features are, yes, they're important and they come in at a certain point and like, yeah, you have to know them and you have to have it all mapped out, but we don't lead with that. Okay. We lead with the transformation and why the transformation is so powerful. So I kind of just lost my train of thought here, like I do. If you guys have been around for a second, you know that I do this all the time, but it'll come back to me. So going back, the content blocks. Okay, so you got to hit like the transformation part of it, and you have to do it in a strategic way that's, number one, hitting pain points, and that's also hitting both short and long-term desires. That's what I found the most success with. So like, think about it. If you had two, like, I don't know, just like Instagram stories side by side, and one of them was like, come join my offer. The calls are on Monday. The calls are at 9 a.m. The calls are 1 hour. It's going to be so great. Come join me. Link here. You'd be like, okay. Like, I don't even know what that is, or I don't know why me? Why should I do this? Like, is this even for me? And then the other Instagram story that's right next to it, maybe it speaks to you and it's calling out a specific pain point that you're dealing with. So it very much targets like where you're at and like the level that you're at trying to solve that problem. So it's maybe pointing out a pain point. Maybe it's, sharing something about how, like, I see you, I know that you're thinking that, XYZ. And then it's pointing out a short-term desire. I know that you really want to have, and then it paints this beautiful picture of what it is that you really want. And then a long-term desire. I also know that over time you want to be able to create this so that this isn't a problem anymore. Like, which one are you going to sign up for? Obviously, you're going to sign up for the second one. You're not going to care about when the calls are or when, how many workbooks, you get. You just want to solve the problem, right? So the content block template, this document, allows me to create blocks like this that I just described in that second Instagram story that I can use over and over again without feeling like I'm repeating myself. So I'm pulling different pain points, I'm pulling different desires, both short and long term. And it just allows me to keep it fresh while also basically repeating myself about this offer and about why it's so great. So the first thing that I do is sit down with that content block template. It usually takes me, a little bit of time, maybe an hour or two over a couple of days, but it has been so worth it. And it has been transformative for me. And every single private client or mastermind client or Launch Like a Boss girl that is in this with me, that I've shared this content block template with, and I've gone into detail with them about how it works, they have all been like, oh my gosh, this is a freaking game changer. And so I'm just going to share this while that's like fresh, while we're talking about the content block template. I'm actually going to be hosting a free masterclass going over this document, this content block template. And I'm super excited to share this with you because I feel like it needs to just like get out into the world and like get into as many business owners, coaches' hands as I can possibly get it into, because it literally, like I said, has transformed the way that I look at my offers, the way I create content around my offers, the way I launch, the way I sell, the way I move through an offer. It just makes things so much easier. So I never, ever, ever have the thought, what do I say today? Or what am I supposed to post today? Like it does not exist anymore in my world because of this content block template. So if you would like, I'm going to, of course, put the link in the show notes for you to join us. It's totally free. If you cannot make it live to the masterclass, I will obviously be sharing the replay and the document. You actually get to walk away with the content block template doc that you can copy as many times as you want and use for as many offers as you want. And after you have a handle on this, and after I walk you through kind of how I use it and why I use it and how it's kind of aligned to different types of content, your mind is just going to be totally blown. And I can't wait to hear I can't wait for the messages to come in to be like, this was a game changer, because I know they are. They already do come in. And And for myself, even, it's been a game changer. So the link will be in the show notes for you to sign up for that. Totally free, like I said. It's just a fun thing that I want to get out into the world. I want to share with you. I want to share with anybody that will listen, because it has just changed the way that I move. So that's the first step, the content block template, sitting down with that doc. Now, the second thing that I do, and this was actually recommended to me by my mentor, and when I told the girls this, they were like, oh my gosh, this is super, super cool. So the second thing is to write a letter to the future women or men or whoever, the future dream clients that are going to be coming into the offer with you. So now that I've done the content block template, I really know I have a really good handle on the transformation, on who it's for, who it's not for, on what they're going to be working on, and actually who they're going to be when they come out of this offer with me on the other side of it. So what I do, and it's just a really special thing, and it's not meant to be shared anywhere. Like, nobody needs to see it. You're not going to like send it to anybody. You're not going to post it. I mean, unless of course you wanted to, but that's your call. But it's really just a moment for you to take a second. And I always like to handwrite these too. I don't know. There's something special about handwriting. So I'll just write a letter, and I'll just be like, oh my gosh, I am so excited for you to come into this offer. I know you're probably feeling this way right now. I felt that way too. I've got you, here's what we're going to work on together. Here is what I promise, like from my end, how I'm going to show up for you. I want you to show up in this certain way. I've got you, this is who you're going to be at the end of this offer. This is how you're going to be changed. And I'm just so excited to be a part of this journey with you. I just kind of summed it up. The letter's actually a lot longer than that. But those are kind of the main points. And you kind of just brain dump. You kind of just let whatever comes out, come out. And this was really cool because when I shared this strategy with my Launch Like a Boss girls that are in the program right now, it was cool because I was like, oh, you guys, I wrote you all a letter before I sold this, before I told anyone about it, before I created any content around it, before I reached out to you to say hey, I think this offer would be a really great fit. I would love to have you in it. Before any of that happened, before I knew any of you were coming into this, I wrote this letter to you. And it was cool because I got to actually share the letter with them, and they were all just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, because every single woman that ended up in the program, in this specific program, I literally could copy this letter, I could photocopy it and send it to each and every one of them, and they are all absolutely dream clients, and they are all absolutely the people that I was writing this letter to. I didn't know it at the time, but I basically created it, right? I created this, and also too, I think it's the energy and the feeling behind it, right? And I know that so many people, when you get to the selling part of launching, right? So many people go through this weird phase of I don't want to sell. I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to sound like a car salesman. I don't want to be annoying, all of these things. This letter allows me to anchor to the person, the human, the woman, and how much I care about her already. So I never feel when I'm showing up, I never feel like I'm selling just to make the sale, or selling to make money, or selling to just, whatever. I'm literally selling because I believe in this transformation. I believe in this offer. I believe in this woman who's not even in it, and I don't even know yet, but I know she's there, and I know that this is exactly what she needs to push her to that next level and take her to the next level, because she's already doing amazing. Now let's just take her to that next level. And I know because I was there, I was her. And I mean, it's just a really special thing. And energetically, behind the scenes, when you can really anchor to who this is for, to how much you already love and care about her, and just how much you're holding space for her, and how much you've just got her already, before you even know who she is, before you even have a sales page, before you've even talked about the offer at all, there's something really, really magical, and that can change the trajectory of the launch, of the offer, of the outcome, right? It's That's just how it gets to be. And I've also too, I want to say, I've done the whole launch where I did not do any of these things. I did not do a content block template. I did not write a letter. All I did was dive right into the sales page, not to make a quick, like not to, make a quick buck or like sell anything, but like, just because I thought that's what you do. And this part was kind of glazed over. I will tell you, once I started doing this and spending the time on the back end, it's transformed. And it's transformed the type of women that are coming into the offer. It's transformed the results they're getting when they do come into my offers. And it's just been a really special thing because just like you, my business has been built over the years on relationships. It is not built on trying to, grow really quickly or scale really quickly or make a quick buck. Like I said, it has literally been created. The foundation is on relationships and on making an impact. That's always what I've wanted to do. I know that's why you're here too, and you're in business as well. And so if we can connect to that beforehand, it is a game changer. Okay, so last step, number 3, the third thing that I do is I do a visualization. And this was also recommended to me by my own mentor. And I do this, so after I've done the content block template, I have my letter. Right before I begin to like go balls to the wall here and create the content, start reaching out to people, create the sales page, like all of that stuff, this is the last thing I do. So I just kind of sit with myself. And I close my eyes, I might put on some like music, like, whatever. And I just really connect to what the program or what the offer, whatever it is about to be. So I'm going to give you the example for Launch Like a Boss. So what I did is I just closed my eyes and I put myself inside the offer. So I am sitting on, I'm getting ready to start this first Zoom call. I'm so excited. Like the women are getting ready to come in. I know they're like at home getting ready to hop on Zoom and they are feeling so excited to dive right into this program. I feel really just excited. I feel really energetically clear. I know that when I show up and how I show up is going to be exactly what these women need. And then they all start to hop on the call and I'm just like looking at the computer screen and oh my gosh, every single woman inside of this program is like a dream client and they're just so excited to be there and their, cameras are on and the chat is going off and people are participating and I'm seeing in the chat, like people are like, oh my gosh, like this is such a game changer, or I didn't think about it like that, or oh my gosh, like thank you so much for this. This is exactly what I needed. I'm visualizing that. I'm visualizing their energy. I'm taking myself all the way through the end of the call and I wrap up the call and then I just know that they're getting off the call thinking like, wow, like this is so amazing and I can't believe that like I was thinking of not coming into this offer. I'm so glad that I did. And, I'm going to tell all my friends about this and this is just so good. And I can't wait to hop off and implement it. And I feel so pumped up and so excited about, what I'm learning here inside this offer. And, I take the time to connect like that with the offer, to visualize what it is going to be like, how it's going to feel for me inside, how it's going to feel for them inside, how like the types of conversations that we're having, the feedback that I'm getting, all of those things. I just sit with that. And this does not take long. It maybe takes 5 to 10 minutes. But it is a very, very powerful exercise. And I'm telling you, it all came, like, it comes true. Like, I'm literally sitting there on these calls with my Launch Like a Boss girls, and I'm like, literally, they're all dream clients. They're all, like, I don't know. It's just, it's amazing the power of visualization. So, yeah, the other thing I was going to say, when I have moments throughout the launch, so if I'm launching something and I maybe start to waver or I get too caught up in like, oh, I got to send out another email, or, oh, like, how come nobody's signing up? Or, oh, like, just, we have those moments throughout a launch, whatever. That's what I tap back into. I go, okay, go back to the visualization. I can't talk. Go back to that and reconnect to that. And it's almost like a boost of energy, or it's like taking like a caffeine shot. You just get this boost of like, oh yeah, because what I'm doing is I'm reconnecting through all of these steps. I'm connecting to the deeper why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to help people, and I'm connecting energetically to these women and to what it's going to do when they come out on the other side of this offer. So that is my 3-step process of what I do before I actually launch anything. And I'm so curious to hear from you what your thoughts are on these things. They're definitely not anything that I've ever heard anybody talk about in like a sequence like this, as far as launching an offer. But I'm so glad to share this with you, because I think that this will definitely be, if you can start to incorporate these things into your business when you start to create offers, I think it will definitely be a game changer for you. I promise. And I'm super excited to hear from you. You can hop over to Instagram and share with me, what you're going to try or what your thoughts were. Or maybe you do some of these things already. I would just love to hear all of the things and how this little 3-step process transforms your launches in your business. And like I said, I'm going to be hosting I'm calling it, I think the title I called it was the Content Conversion Kit Masterclass, where we're going to be going over that first step, that content block template. You'll get to walk away with the actual document, with the actual phrases, with the things that I put into ChatGPT to run through and get, even deeper, even more specific, even more potent. These beautiful prompts that are going to help you connect with the transformation of your offer and why it's a game changer for your people versus just thinking about the logistical parts of it. And it's, like I said before, it is a game changer. It has transformed how I create content, how I launch things. I never ever have the thought, I don't know what to say, or like, what do I post? And it's strategic in speaking to different buyer types. It creates these blocks that you can use over and over again that focus again on the transformation of your offer. So please feel free to join us for that. If you cannot make it live, the replay and the document will be in your inbox. So even if you're like, I don't know if I can make it live, still sign up, still get the goodies. And I promise you that if you implement even just a little part of it, it will change everything for you in regards to how you speak about your offer, how you sell, how you launch. And yeah, I'm just really excited to share it with you. So I love you guys. Go out there, change the world, launch your offers. And I love you, and I'll see you back here for the next episode, okay? Bye, you guys. Mwah. Thanks for listening, you guys. If you're ready to get your business going and making money and to step into that next level version of you, I would love to support you make that happen through strategy, mindset work, and my Cut the BS style coaching, because it's always better, quicker, and more fun to have someone who's already been through it support you. Shoot me a message over on Instagram with the word ready, and we can chat and get your questions answered about coaching and how I can support you. I cannot wait to hear from you.